15 सेकंड का डिले रहेगा, याद रखना इस बात
को। ओके
यस वी आर लाइव नाउ।
okay. Hey everyone, am I audible to all? Super Papa.
Yes we are live.
Can someone please confirm? Am I audible?
Hey everyone, am I audible to all? Yes ma'am, you are audible and you are visible. Guys, please comment if ma'am is audible and visible, and then she can start with the session. Yes, so you might be able to see the comment to Upasana, right?
Yes.
And
So-
yeah, quickly like the video and also share with your friends so that everyone will get benefited. Yeah, so over to you Upasana.
Okay, so today we are here to solve TCS questions and to build a logic building ability so that we can crack the TCS questions, right? So I have picked the most asked topics that are very much necessary to crack.
Okay, one thing I would like to add. So, guys, Upasana ma'am, she is SDE at Flipkart, and she is here to teach you, so you can understand, the level of teaching and also the level of the questions he is going to solve for all of you. So please utilize the session properly, and definitely, if you like the video, if you comment, then more and more sessions will be, organizing by Upasana ma'am. So once again, I want to repeat, she is SD at Flipkart, and she will give you the correct guidance to clear TCS NQT Digital or Prime. Yes, ma'am. Now it is over to you.
Okay, guys. So yeah, so since TCS NQT is nearby and we need to crack it, so uske liye we will be solving some problems today, and problems are basically either from the TCS NQT or these are the problems which will help you to build the logic and to understand that yes, how I can solve the problem, how I can optimize the problem. So some of the standard problem I took, some problems I took which are previously asked in the TCS NQT itself, right? Mostly I took the array and string topic because these are the most asked topic of the TCS. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin with the first question. Let's add some problem solving so that you can have some interest, you can understand few things. So starting with the easy question, which is asked in the TCS itself. Okay, so let's see. So what my screen is visible to everyone, right? Can someone confirm? Like you are able to see the question, right? Everyone able to see the screen? Yes, no. Can someone confirm that? Okay, great. So we have string problem first. Taking this is a problem asked in the TCS itself. Okay. So this holds again a lot of importance. Now what the question says, we have a string, star and hash. So there will be one string where some stars and some hashes will be given. There will be no other thing that will be given. Only either the string will be having star or it will be having a hash. Now the length of the string is variable. Okay, that is there is no fixed length of the string. It can be any long. Now, the task is to find the minimum number of stars or hash to make it a valid string. Now we need to find a minimum number of star or hash to make it a valid string. Now before that you must be thinking what is a valid string? So let's understand how a string will be considered a valid string. So the string is considered to be valid if the number of hash and number of stars and hash are equal. So suppose I have star, then I have hash, then I have again star, then I have hash, and then I have star. Okay, this is my star. So in this, if my stars and hash, the number of stars are 3 right now, and number of hashes are 2. So my string will be considered valid only if the number of stars are equal to the number of hashes. Okay, so now I need to make my string valid. So what for that, what we need to tell? We need to give the output a positive or a negative integer based on the stars and hashes in the string. So what we need to do? We need to tell the minimum number of stars or hashes required to make it a valid string. So output will be minimum number of star or hashes required to make it a valid string. Okay, so that will be my output. Minimum number of stars required, stars या फिर hashes required. Okay, that's my output. Now how I can do it? Very simple, right? So I have a stars, I have hash, I have star again, I have a hash, I have a star again. Okay, so what I will make, I will first count stars. I'll make a one count to stars, one variable, and second variable I will keep for the hash. Right now everything is 0. Then I'll start traversing my string. Okay, so first if it is a star, I'll compare if s of I is equals to star. If that's the case, then what I will do? I will do cs star plus plus, right? Else we always know that the string will contain only stars and hashes. So else if it is not a star, then it will be a hash. So I will do ch, a hash plus plus. So I will increase the count of number of hashes. Count of hash I will increase. At the end, once the traversal will be over, what will be my answer? I will return the cs minus ch value, right? And now there can be few things that they want the minimum number of stars or hashes required, right? So in that case you can give the absolute value, right? But there can be a case when they want number of stars required to make the hashes equal. In that case you can just skip the absolute value. So let's traverse this logic that we have built just now. First we came here, we have a hash, so ch will be 1. Then we move forward, then we have a hash, so we will increase the count of this one. Then we have a star, so we'll increase the count of stars. Then we encountered a hash, so we'll increase the count of hash. Then we encountered a star, so we'll increase the count of star. At end, cs minus ch is equals to 1. So I at least I need one hash to make the string valid. Okay, clear everyone? Are the things on the screen not clear? Oh, okay, I'll try to write bigger. Till here is the problem and the solution clear, or I need to explain this one as well again? Your no or yes means, I mean, is it I need to explain again, or yeah, clear, right? Write clear. If it is clear, then write clear. Ma'am, please explain c star minus c hash. Okay, let's clean this out. Let's understand this once again. Okay, let's quickly. Okay, I won't waste others' time who have got the logic. I will just try to explain once again. Okay, so we will be having a string which will be considering of star, hash, star, hash, and star. There will be some numbers of stars and some number of hashes. Now output that you need to give minimum number of star or hashes required to make it a valid string. What is a valid string? A valid string contains equal number of stars and equal number of hashes. So the number of stars is equals to the number of hashes, then the string is a valid string. So now, so here in this case, we have 3 stars and 2 hashes. So how many hashes I need to make it a valid string? I need minimum of 1 hash, right? I need minimum of 1 hash to make it a valid string. Similarly, if this is one of the string, let's take another example. If I have a string star, I have a string hash, then I have again hash, then again I have a hash, and then I have a star. Again, minimum number of stars or hashes I need to make it a valid string. So in this case, if I add one more star, if here I add one more star, then the number of stars will be equal to number of hashes, right? Both number of stars will be 3, which will be equal to the number of hashes. So 1 star, addition of this 1 star will make my string a valid string, and hence the output will be 1 again. Okay, this is what we need to do. So here the count of both stars and hashes matter, right? So what I will do is I will take 2 variables. One to keep the count of a star. Currently, let's keep it 0. Another to keep the count of the hashes, and currently it is also 0, right? Now I will start traversing the string. So I will use one for loop, okay, from I is equals to 0 till I less than equals to I is less than equals to s dot size. Okay, whatever the size of the string, I will traverse till, and I will do increment 1 by 1, right? Now, what I will say, if the string, if this particular character, is equals to star, then I will increase the count of the star. I will do count of the star plus plus, else I will do the else. If this is not a star, if the particular element is not a star, then we are sure that the element will be hash. So I will increase the count of the hash if it is not a star. Okay, so this will be my logic, right? Now let's do it. We have a hash. So we started traversing. First I came here, right? This is a star. So we will increase the count of a star. Then we came here. This is not a star. So we will increase the count of hashes. Then we will move ahead. Then again it is a hash. So we will increase the count of a hash. Then again it is a hash. So we will increase the count of the hash. Then it is a star. Okay, this is not right now there. So I will increase the count of the star. Now, minimum number of hashes or stars I need to make it a valid string will be the subtraction of whatever ch minus cs, whatever the absolute value, that is a positive value. Absolute gives us a positive value. So ch minus cs will give me the answer 1. So this will be my result. This will be my output. Is everything clear now, everyone? Yeah, if difference is 0, then valid. And you need to make the string valid. You need to give minimum number of either stars or hashes to add, so that the string can become a valid. See, language, let's not consider the language, because you can always know how to write a for loop in any language. It's very similar on every language. These loops, these variables are very similar, right? So let's move on to the next question, and let's level up a bit right now, because we have already seen one of the easy problems. So it's time to level up. So this is one of the very important questions from arrays, because there are lot of questions around subarrays in lot of contest. TCS also ask lot of questions where they ask you to find a subarray of this and that. So this one standard problem will tell you how we can play around subarrays. Okay. So let's start. What is the problem first? Let's understand that. Maximum subarray. Okay. What is subarray? Subarray is a contiguous part of an array. Like this. This can be one of the subarray. This can also be one of the subarray. Or this can be one of the subarray. This can be one of the subarray. This entire can be one of the subarray. But if you say that, if you ask me that, will it be a subarray? If I take two elements from here and the rest elements from here, no. No, this is not a subarray. This is not a subarray. Subarray is a contiguous part of an array. Okay. So this is a new question. Okay, everyone. Yeah. So this is subarray is a contiguous. Now subarray is clear. Every time subarray will come, you will know. And when subarray is problem like where you need to find a part of the array, right? Never think towards sorting. Never, because it will change the order of the array. And that is why whenever you see subarray, always think of loop or some other method, but never think of the array. Okay, let's start. Now, what will be the maximum sum subarray? The subarray which will give me the maximum sum is the maximum sum subarray. So if you see this subarray, 4 minus 1 plus 2 plus 1, the entire sum will be 6. Okay, and no other subarray is giving me the greater sum. So the maximum sum subarray is this, and the maximum sum I can obtain from any subarray is 6, right? So this is what the output you need to give. Maximum sum you can obtain from any subarray, that will be our answer. Okay, let's understand this question now. How we can solve this question, right? We have minus 2, 1, minus 3, then 4, then minus 1, then 2, then 1, then minus 5, then 4. Okay, we have this. Now, let's add the indexes as well. Now, what we can think? Let's think of a very basic solution, which can come in everybody's mind. Like the first thing we will think is we can try for every subarray. So, what we can do is we will try making every subarray. If I am here, then I will try making every subarray with this element. It will be minus 2, minus 2 comma 1, then it can be minus 2 comma 1 comma 3 as well, and so on. Then I'll pick the next element and I will try making all the subarrays. Okay, one method I can do, and every subarray I am making, I will evaluate the sum of each subarray. So whichever subarray is giving me the largest value, whichever subarray is giving me the largest answer, largest sum, I can output that, right? This will be very basic solution where I am trying for all the subarrays. And if someone ever asks you how you can make all the subarrays, then you would just need to pick each element, and for each element go for all the other elements and keep on adding one by one. So in the first so this is how you can make all the subarrays. Now let's okay, let's write bigger. So let's optimize this approach. One approach is make all the subarrays, find the sum of all the subarrays, and whichever subarray is giving me the maximum sum, I will output that. Okay. Now, but can I optimize this? Can there be better way? Because this particular approach can give me a TLE as well, time limit exceeded as well, right? So we need to optimize. So from making all the subarrays, can we make the subarrays which are necessary for me? So whenever you get such questions, always observe the question. Now suppose if this is one of the subarray, the sum it is giving me will be minus 2, right? The sum of this subarray, only this subarray is minus 2. So if ever I try to include this subarray to any other subarray, will it ever give me the larger value? if I say I will include minus 2 to 1 minus 3 as well, so will it increase the value or will it decrease the value? So if there is a negative value, we are sure that it will always decrease the value, right? It will always later on decrease the value, because no matter how great value you have, suppose you have the value 5 here, but if I take this subarray and this is minus 3, it will always decrease the value. So if there's or if any subarray is giving me the negative value, can I discard that subarray and start the new subarray from next value? Because it will eventually, no matter how long I will take it, it will decrease the value, right? So if I'm getting the negative value, then I can discard that subarray, right? And I can start the new subarray for search of the better answers. So keep this point in mind, and now we will solve this problem. So let's clean up a bit. Okay, let's clean everything. Okay, let's take a new color so that you can understand everything well. Okay, now what I'm saying is, I said that I will try to maintain the sum at every point, that is current sum. So I will take one variable, current sum. Okay, I hope now my writing is visible to everyone, and I'll try to write clear from here. And one variable will keep the track of the maximum sum. Okay, so at every point, this will be holding my maximum sum and this will be holding my current sum. Now let's begin. So first I will come to this point, and this is having minus 2. So when I will add the minus 2 to my current sum will become minus 2. And in maximum sum, I will store the minimum value first, because my answer, if all the values are negative, then my answer can be negative as well. So I will store the minimum value of the integer. So now till here, what is the maximum sum? Maximum sum I can get minus 2, right? So maximum sum will be whatever maximum I have till now, that is whatever maximum sum I am holding. And if my current sum gets greater than maximum sum, then I will update my max sum. Okay, so my max sum will become minus 2. My max sum is minimum value of integer, right now, and current sum is minus 2. So max sum will become minus 2, because minus 2 is a greater value. Int pin is the lowest value, that is why. Then, and if you see, if in the array, if we have just this value, then the answer will be minus 2 only, right? Now if this value will ever help me, will this subarray will ever help me? No, because this is a negative subarray, this will always decrease the value. So if ever my current sum gets lesser than 0, then I can say that I will discard that subarray and I will start the new subarray. So my current sum will become 0 again. Okay, now let's move forward. We came here. Okay, here we have 1. So my current sum will have become 1 because it was less than 0, so I assigned it a 0 value. So now adding 1 to it, it will become, current sum will become 1. And my maximum sum is having minus 2. So minus 2, which is greater among minus 2 and 1? 1 is greater. So I will take 1 as the answer. And if you see, between minus 2 and 1, which is the maximum sum subarray, this is the maximum sum subarray. And that is what we are holding as the answer. And if current sum is less than 0, no. So if it is a positive value, then it will always help me later on. So I will always keep it till it becomes till it is not becoming negative, it will always be a part of my answer, right? So I added this value. Now if I add minus c to it, the current sum will become minus 2. So which is greater value, in a max sum or current sum? Max sum is a greater value, so I won't change the value of my max sum. But in if I am taking the subarray till here, then it is minus 2. This subarray is giving me minus 2. So again I have to discard the subarray from here, and I will make my current sum 0, because this won't help me. Now again, if you see, among these three values, what answer we are getting? We are getting 1 as the answer, because we are discarding all the negative subarrays. So then we move forward, we have 4. So we have current sum became 4. Now out of 1 and 4, which is a larger value? 4 is a larger value. So let's update our max sum. Our max sum became 4 now. And let's move forward. Now we have minus 1. So my current sum became 3. So out of 4 and 3, which is the larger value? 4 is the larger value. So I won't update my max sum. And if you see, among all the values, I am getting the maximum sum subarray right now, which is 4. So I have moved forward. I came across 2, and again I added this to my current sum. So which is the maximum value, 4 or 5? 5 is the maximum value. So I updated my max sum, and then I moved forward. Then I added 1 to it, and what became my current sum? Became 6. So which is the maximum value among 5 and 6? My maximum value is 6. So among among entire, if you see till this point, we are still getting the maximum sum subarray. Okay, I again move forward. My current sum got decreased to 1. So which is the larger value, 6 or 1? 6 is a larger value, so we won't update our max sum. I again move forward, and I added 4 to it. So which is a larger value, 5, 6 or 5? 6 is a larger value, so I won't update my max sum. So at end, what is the answer? Answer is 6. Answer is equals to my max sum. Okay, now let's take the queries. That if there's any doubt, then we can take the queries now. But English is our official language, and interviews will happen in English language. So yeah, it will be better if you will try to understand things in English, right? Okay, everybody, any doubt till now? Now the problem is clear, or we need to take few more examples to understand this? I don't code in Python. I'm a C++ and Java person. So sorry for that. Everyone, if are you getting how we solve this? This is not an easy problem, Shekhar Vese. This counts to be a medium level problem. But this is very important topic. Subarray is very important topic. Okay. Any doubt in this question, please ask, because these are the very base building problems, and this needs to be understood till the code. Like, you don't need to mug up, you just need to know how we came up with this solution, why, and everything. After max sum, I have let's check the code only. Okay, so this is the code. I hope if it is visible. Okay. Okay, I hope code is visible to everyone. So for the same question, whatever we were doing, I have just written it as the code. So I took one current sum, which is currently 0, and I have initialized my max sum to int min. Okay, then I started traversing my array, and I started adding elements to my current sum. So, and after that, whatever the maximum of out of maximum and current sum, I updated my maximum with that. And if ever current sum gets negative, that means we need to discard that subarray. So I initialized my current sum again with 0. Lastly, whatever I'll hold in maximum, that will be a maximum sum of the subarray out of all the subarrays. So I'll return that as the answer. Okay, I hope till then I can send you the questions that we are having right now. We are discussing right now. Other than this, I don't have a specific notes right now. I mean, I have created these all the notes yesterday itself. A brief explanation once again in okay. There's a line to discard. This line, if you see this line, if ever my current sum becomes negative, right, that means till that point, till that subarray is no more required, right, because it is giving me a negative sum. So I'm initializing my current sum again to 0. So if I'm initializing my current sum again to 0, then from that point subarray will eventually start again, right? And that is why I'm saying we are discarding the subarray is still there. Okay, let's understand this once again. Not entire thing, don't worry. Okay. Okay. Suppose we have -1, we have 2, we have -3, and then we have 7. Yeah. Okay. So if you see, if I do the sum of these numbers, if I came till here and I have done the sum of all of this, just assuming, don't do anything. So 1 minus 2, it will be -2, right? The sum till here will be -2. So will this subarray will ever help me further? No, right? If I take this subarray further, it will not help me because this is giving me the negative sum. So wherever I will add the negative sum, it will decrease the value. So in order to discard this subarray, in order to discard subarray, so what I am checking is if current sum gets lesser than 0, then I will assign current sum to 0 because from here the fresh new subarray sum will start. Now is the thing that where we are discarding the array is clear? Okay, before we move forward, there are few things to share with you guys. Let me share that. And then we will solve one matrix question as well today. Okay. Very important matrix is again lot of question are in the from the matrix as well. Can subarray contain one element? Yeah, definitely subarray can contain one element. So if it will contain -2, just suppose, so my current sum was 0 first, my max sum was -2. Okay, I will add this element, current sum will be, my max sum was int min. Okay, so current sum will become -2 and max sum will be, take the maximum of either max sum and current sum. So my max sum will become -2 and that will be the answer. The explanations, beta, are not done in any specific language. The problems are just to understand the logic. The code you can always write. And I don't know Python itself, yeah. I'm not a Python person. I am a Java and a C++ person. Okay. Now let's move forward and let's see few things. Give me a second. Let me present my screen again. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone, is the screen visible to you? Everyone, is the screen visible? Just let me know in the comment that yes. Okay, great. So, everyone knows Pratik sir, and he has been teaching since very long, and we already have lot of courses around TCS NQT. Once again, we are back with TCS NQT course because you have very less time, and it's very important to give it a right attention, right? Other when you don't have any test or exam, then you can prepare any time, but when it's exam time, always just focus on that particular thing. Keep your eye on that thing, and in order to achieve that success, in order to give you end to end solution, we are here with our course, which will be a crash course where all the new patterns that will be asked in TCS NQT, be it aptitude, be it reasoning, be it verbal, be it programming, will be taught to you. So programming will be taken by me and all the people that are into the very big companies as already. So don't need to worry about anything. Just join the course and you will be able to learn everything. Okay. So the course will hold a 6 month validity. So if you can learn anytime, you can grow anytime, right? So I hope so. Everyone who wants to learn, who wants to focus on TCS NQT, and TCS NQT is one of the very great way to get into the TCS. And everyone looking forward to TCS NQT can join this course, and it will help you a lot. That's a guarantee from online study for you. So you can already see that a lot of people have already got selected through us. And we keep on posting about such people. You can find a lot of videos for the students who have selected through us and who got benefited already from our courses. People got the packages for 9 LPA as well. So great packages have been already taken by so many people. So grab the opportunity and register for the course if you are interested. And yeah, so all those who are interested, they can go on the link mentioned in the description box below and register for this course. Okay, let me share my screen again. Back to the teaching part. Okay, if you have any doubts related to the course, then you can ask us, or you can or you can ask us, and me and Pratik sir will always be there to answer you. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, guys. Now let's move to the next question, which is on the array problems. Question is rotate image. Okay. So what you will be given is, you will be given a matrix. Suppose this is one of the matrix. Okay. You will be given one matrix. 0, 1, 2. These are the indexes. Now, matrix is again one of the very important topic that TCS favorite topic, you can say. TCS asks lot of questions on matrix. So this array, your array, string, matrix, then your maps. These four topics, at least these four topics are very very important when it comes to TCS. Other, if you have time, then you can also cover stack and queues. So always focus, keep your focus on these topics. These are TCS favorite topic, and TCS ask lot and lot of questions from these topics only. So hence we have covered one question of array, which is not sufficient, but yeah, getting the gist of that will help you. Then we have covered string, and then we have matrix here. Okay. So let's start. So we have one matrix, okay, and suppose this is one of the matrix, and they said rotate the image by 90 degree. Okay, we need to rotate this image by 90 degree. So if we rotate, then these element will come to this side, right? 90 degree rotation, these element will come to this side. So what the matrix will become? 7 4 1, then it will become 8 5 2, then it will become 9 6 3. Okay, this will be the matrix. So this will be my output, right? All if I rotate and matrix by 90 degree, this will be my output. Now how I can do this? Now I need to rotate the matrix. So in coding, how we can do this? In coding, how we can do this? See, again, TCS asks lots of a question where observation can help you a lot. Okay, so again you need to observe here, right? Here if you see what we just did, this is, if this is a column here, then this is a row here. Just here we have columns like 1 4 7. Here all the values are into the opposite direction. Here all the values are in the opposite direction, right? So all the columns are getting converted into the row. So my first observation is, let's write my observations, right? Always focus at what you can get from the question, and then make your solution accordingly. Okay, so your columns will now be rows. Okay, and the way values are into the column, they will be reverse. So column values will be into the reverse manner now. Okay, because earlier we have 1 4 7, now we have 7 4 1, right? So all the values got reversed. So two things are there, right? First, columns are getting changed into the rows, and the values are into the reverted manner. So if anyone remembers that in matrix, like during the school time or during the college time also, we learned one concept where we used to change the column into rows in maths. Anyone knows that? Yeah, they all are transpose of a matrix. So first, let's find the transpose of a matrix. In language, how you can do is simply, since you simply swap the rows and columns value, so you will do that here as well. You will swap rows, whatever I have. If this was a value here, and I was my row and J was my column, now J will be my row and I will be my column. So I will simply swap the values. Let's start. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6, then we have 7, 8 and 9. Okay, let's start. So we have 0 1 2, we have 0 1 2. So if my I and j are 0 0, so I will swap these values with 0 0 only, right? So whatever the value was here, it will stay here, right? Then I need to swap 0 1 with 1 0, right? So at 0 1, what is the value? 2 is the value. At 1 0, what is the value? 4. So this will get swapped and here it will come 4. I'm writing row wise so that you can understand properly. Then the next value is 0 2. 0 2 pe value is 3. And what is the value at 2 0? It is 7. So here it will come 7. Then again we have 1 0. What is the value at 0 1? At 0 1 we have 2. Then at 1 on 1 it will, the value will be same. Then we have 1 comma 2. What is the value at 1 2? It is 6. And what is the value at 2 1? It is 8. So 8 will come here. Again at 2 0, what is the value at 2 0? It is 7. And what is the value at 0 2? It is 3. Then at 2 1, what is the value at 2 1? It is 8. But what is the value at 1 2? 1 2 we have 6. Then 2 comma 2, it will remain the same, right? So my matrix, after doing the swap of ai with the ai of j with a of ji, we will get this as the answer, right? Now after getting this as the answer, what we need to do? We need to reverse row wise. So there is a reverse. So what we'll do, I will go for each row. I will simply, for each row, I will go and I will reverse row wise. So I will start reversing the values row wise. So for each row, I will consider each row as the array and reverse the value of a of I dot begin to end. Okay. So I will reverse the values row wise. So after reversing the values one by one row wise, it will be 7 4 1. Then again in the second row, reversing the second row 8 5 2. Then reversing the third row 9 6 3. That will be my answer. And that is what my output demands. Right? Okay. A lot of you know that this is a transpose thing. Great. Okay, let's see like how, what is the, this is rotate array, this is rotate image. Okay, so what we will do, we will first go for the entire matrix and we will swap the values from ij will become ji now. Okay, whatever the value was at ij will come at ji and ji will come at ai ij. Okay, then I will go for the all the rows and I will reverse the values of each row. Simply, I will reverse the values of each row, and this will be my whatever the end matrix will be, that will be my answer. Getting, guys? Is this problem clear to everyone? If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Okay, also, so any doubts regarding to anything, any TCS exam or the course, if you have, you can ask it now. And then, and if you have anything in mind going on, just you can ask it, because opportunities are getting already very less. So yeah, size means the length of the matrix. So also guys, opportunities are very limited these days after the layoffs and everything. Companies are very strictly hiring. All the companies are into some troubles financially, so make sure grab every opportunity. Okay, void rotate, this is a function, this is nothing. Void is that it won't return any value. Rotate is a function name, and inside this I have passed my matrix. Yes, like coding questions. It is very important that you get into the coding because at least one problem you have to solve to get selected. This one. So here we are going for each row and for the columns, and then we are reversing the values. Yeah, definitely. Just hope that compiler issue doesn't come in your question during your time, right? Manisha, that is a function. That is how we write a function. We are doing nothing here. We are just inside the function. We have just written one function where we are rotating the matrix. You can take anything. You can take the array as well. You can take a 2D matrix as well. Rotate, no, rotate is not a keyword. Yeah, we will share the question that we are solving, and we will keep on coming with more live classes as well. So there's no condition in the void, Manisha. This is a vector. This is not a condition. This is not a condition. This is a vector. Like depends on the question. Like if the interviewer is asking very basics, like if the interviewer asks you to reverse an array itself, then in that case, instead of STL libraries, you have to tell that how you can actually reverse the array. But if there is a question, like if there is a questions like these where you have to rotate a matrix, then definitely you can use the STLs. You can use your STL functions as it is. There won't be any constraint. You can definitely use the STL things. Yes, vector is a keyword in C++. The code in C++ is in C++. Okay. Yes, the code is itself in C++, guys. Okay, one thing that people are asking is about this, right? Let's take this up. Clear the frame. Hmm. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we need to transpose this matrix. So we will start from 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, I is when I is 0. First of all, I is 0 and j is 0, right? But for this, we will only go j is less than 0, 0 is less than 0, no. So we won't go, right? Then I will become 1, right? I will become 1. So I is 1 and j is 0. So first of all, we will because you don't need to, you first of all 0 0 we don't need to transpose, right? This will always be same, and that is why. And so if I and we want to take less than I only, we want to take less than I only, so that we don't repeat the transpose. We will only apply transpose to the half of the triangular matrix. The rest will get already swapped, right? And that is why we have less than I. So that we just transpose the half matrix and the rest of the matrix will get swapped already, because when we are changing ij value, ji values is already getting changed. Okay, that is it. Is the thing clear now? Because this thing is going here only, right? And this position will going here. So that is why we are in this is less than I, so that we can just swap half of the matrix. Now clear, everyone? What constraint you need to see? Yeah, that is the values can lie between minus 1000 to 1000, uh, but I don't think so. They in this question we need to focus on these values, because they can be anything, right? And we are not playing with the values. We are not changing the values anywhere. We are just swapping up the values. If you're asking from TCS perspective, then I guess C++ and Java would be best. And other than this, there's no comparison between C++, Java, and Python. You can choose anyone to learn. Both holds every language. All these three language holds a equal value in terms of DSA. Important question. What important question? Didn't get you. Compiler issue, TCS is very famous for this. We can just wish that no compiler issue comes this time, or no compiler issue comes for at least for you, right? Yeah, I have already told you important coding topics, like while we were discussing your array, your string, your maps, and your metrics, and then your stack and queues. These 5-6 topics are the very important topic for your TCS NQT. Minimum, like mostly there will be 2 coding questions, so you at least need to solve 1 question, right? Minimum is 1 only. We can't go for 0. Okay. Yes, it is mandatory to do the coding question, Ishwar. Like, it's not mandatory, but the competition is very high. It's important to do your best, right? Because this IT companies are these days hiring very less. So get serious and take every opportunity very seriously, because there are already very less opportunities, right? Okay, I'm stopping the screen now, and for this class, I hope we have we have solved 3 questions today, and now ending the class here only. We will come up with more live classes so that it can help you. Apart from this, if you're very serious and if you want to target TCS NQT, then I would suggest to take the course so that you can have a proper end-to-end preparation. Okay. Okay, everyone. Bye bye. We'll meet in the next session.